это я. Короче, в темноте вам расскажу. 80 фунтов я заплатил, чтобы сюда попасть. Вы знаете, я не понимал, что это такое, с чем это едят. До последнего я сомневался, поеду ли, но столько денег заплатил. Так что, друзья, я просто в шоке. Я бывал в музеях, я бывал в таких музеях, но я ничего подобного не видел. Эти машины в аукционах сейчас участвуют, будут. Прям тут будут разыгрываться. Очень интересно.
Right-hand drives, 25th anniversary car, bought that many years ago, it's been totally restored. Lamborghini Miura S, again total restoration. You all know the car, Italian job and all that wonderful music as you're going through the mountains. The 400 Ferrari, one of only 400 Lambo, one of only 6 right-hand drives ever produced. We are big collectors of Koenigsegg. We've got our Koenigsegg is not here, funny enough. We have a blue one similar to that, quite well known on YouTube channel, with gold and everything. It's gone back to Koenigsegg. They're taking it back, and we have a new, undisclosed at this moment, new Koenigsegg, the only one in the first in Europe, which will be delivered in September. These two here, the one-to-one, they made 4 of them only. In 205, this held the world record. I think it was 285 miles an hour. That Koenigsegg there is 0 miles, never been driven. That is just sitting there in its glory. Going on here, 300 SC Cabaret, one of only 50. If you look very closely later, you'll see a little mark there. That's where my camera fell out and hit the bonnet, and I sort of made a cough and walked off. This is the very best in the world of the gull wings. This is a Pebble Beach winning car. This one Salon Privé, best in Europe, and one of the only few cars ever restored with Keenly in a factory, jointly. They then flew it to Pebble Beach and presented it themselves. I stood back and watched. Very good. Coulthard's SLS is a friend of my son's. He signed the car, he was given it free. We then bought it off him because the doors open exactly like this one. So we got the modern with the old. And they're all driven. This is the only car in here that is really, very, really driven. It's only taken out on a rolling road, and it's done about 50 miles since the major restoration 8 years ago. Sorry?
I'm the only one with the skates drive.
Yes, T's driven it. I've never driven it. That's it in here. Shall we go through to the next building? Let me give you I'll hand this back because you won't get it in there.
Thank you, Robert. And the bar is free and will eat.
Друзья, теперь давайте я вам скажу, куда я попал. В рай.
Go through to the next one. I'll give you a quick one.
Это просто удивительное место. Я не знаю, как мне посчастливилось сюда попасть. Но вот этот человек, это хозяин вот всей этой коллекции. Сегодня я у него на приеме здесь. Мы переходим в другой зал, нужно обойти. Посмотрите, какая красота здесь. В общем, это частная коллекция. 5 залов. Ну, думаю, тут вообще комментарии излишние. Это 300 SL, про который он только что рассказал. 1426 километров пробег. Да, живут же люди. Посмотрите, какая. Ну вот у него 2 Кёнигсега, 3 на подходе. Вот совершенно недавно у меня такая моделька была от Рика 400. Да, друзья, боже, это рай. Его огромное количество здесь заправок, это просто фантастика. Ну что, давайте послушаем, что он говорит.
It up and put a flashing light on top, purely because you can't see otherwise.
Sorry, before Robert goes on, this is where the simulator is, so for all you that want to win the karting matches, it's here at all. So.
Yeah, you've got it there. Sunbeam Twin Cam 1926, the motor show car. It's the very first one. Found in a barn. The only thing left was the interior bits, a couple of wheels, and an engine in the corner. And we restored that. It was a long restoration. That took us 2 years. Hull is 20 grand and a glass. Chauffeur, it's called the chauffeur, so the people in the back of the ladies. In the 1930s, they're long dresses. So Mark and the chauffeur could come in and say, keep driving.
Обычно я вас вожу по музеям. Но это тоже музей, друзья. Но это музей частной коллекции вот этого милого дядечки. Он рассказывает про свои машины.
I particularly love this car. I just think it's really cool. We had to repair the leaf springs on it. Couldn't get it done in the UK. It's dangerous. It's difficult to do. So our friend Gas Monkey, Richard Rawlings in America, is a good friend of ours. Said, oh, you put air suspension on them and enjoy it. Well, so we buy the kit for a couple of grand, bring the kit back, but they didn't tell us in the instructions you've got to take the body off the chassis. So 6 months later, we managed to get it working. It does all the jumping things that you see down the road. Famous racing driver of the 1930s, chairman of BRDC, and this was his personal limousine. V12 engine, Earl Howard, he was a great head of BRDC. Come on in!
Трактор Lamborghini. И Porsche. Вон там Porsche. Это у меня крыша едет от того, что я здесь вижу. Просто фантастика. Будьте здоровы. Я просто уже в шоке. Короче, говорят, что они им реально пользуются. Есть по хозяйству. Ну а что нет?
The Porsche tractor,
You're never going to stop.
which is the fastest one, but it's the Land Rover. I've just left the Porsche tractor. That was really good. Really good fun. Let's go through now to the Jaguar building where it's really interesting, the D-type.
Пойдемте посмотрим, говорит, здание Ягуара. Оригинальный Porsche. Трактор Porsche. Очень шикарное место. Я просто в диком восторге, знаете, ничего подобного, наверное, не видел. Боже, как все оригинально здесь. В общем, давайте я по чуть-чуть буду рассказывать, куда я попал. Вечеринка называется «Ночь в музее». Так.
It was owned by Rosamond House, and it's a house and shipping station. It remained in the family till I bought it off them in 2008. We then restored it with the help of Jaguar Heritage, and it is absolutely incredible. And it's won huge amounts of things. It's been all over the world. It's been out in Qatar. Type Jaguar and the D-type. D-type I raced badly. It's raced Goodwood, it's raced Le Mans, it's raced quite a few things with another driver of mine who manages to be 5 seconds a lap quicker at Silverstone. So I find it very difficult to drive. It's very close racing, they slide around and they're doing 170 miles an hour and you're boxed in there and I just don't feel safe. But it's a great car. C-type was raced, but we don't. We use it for pleasure.
Robert, before you go on, is this the one that was at Le Mans?
And E-type, one owner from new, 1968. Great car to drive. I love it. My wife goes out and I sit there in the passenger seat. It's absolutely brilliant. Going in here is the next building. I'll just show you which ones are where. Come on through. Lots of fun. Let's get a few more people in, then I'll tell you quickly about these. This one is only one in the world. What happened in 1935? MG were a great race team, and they had a lovely mechanic who was 4 foot tall, head of the race team. And they decided that as he couldn't drive any single vehicle, he wasn't much use to them. So they built him a van. And this is one of one, only ever produced, as it's in the book here. And we found by chance the chassis and engine. I was buying parts for petrol pumps 13 years ago. And we were told I used to buy chassis, and there was an old bit of chassis and things like that. You never knew what it was. And, you know, I used to buy pallet loads. I had a big truck and I used to just junk. I had a big barn with about 10,000 pieces in it. And I found this chassis and an engine in a corner. And I took it back, put it on the thing, came back. I looked on the plate, you could just see the marking. I got a book which gives me all the chassis numbers of probably 70% of the cars ever built. And it's got pages and hundreds of pages. And I found it was MG. So I speak to the MG club and they say, that's the race van's chassis. And that's the engine. So I built the body, put it back identical. So we made the body. And it's great. I've driven it a few times by sitting on a box take the seat out. When we first got it, the MOT was, you had to have MOTs then. So I used to take it up with a very friendly MOT man who allowed me to sit on the box and do the brakes and do all that. So it's just a bit of British history. PA, very early MG, TD, very early. This car here is one of only 6 MG K3 supercharged. And my wife's race car, she's won numerous races, including the Algarve Classic in it. She's a good racing car, she's now stopped. This had a pre-select gearbox in it up until last year, which we've got in, as you go through, you'll see it mounted now.
Друзья, в общем, попал я в такое место, что до сих пор у меня мурашки по коже. Давайте смотреть. Это вот зал ягуаров. И у него здесь поистине раритетные вещи. Вообще, мужчина занимается тем, чем надо в своей жизни. Собирает вот такие вот коллекционные машины. Это его личный персональный музей. Да. Все ушли, можно поснимать спокойненько вот эту красоту. Шикарно. Здесь отдельного внимания заслуживают вот эти все плакаты, знаки, бензоколонки. Все так круто оформлено. Вообще просто. Я бывал в больших музеях, но это маленький, но насколько он шикарен. Здесь все используется, все абсолютно автомобили на ходу. И в любой момент он может выехать на них на дорогу спокойно. Вот такая частная коллекция превосходных экземпляров. С каким он рассказывал вдохновением это все. Вот истории все. Вот эта машина, это вообще одна, в единственном экземпляре существует этот MG. Вот он, фургончик, да. Смотрите, какие знаки на стенах. Вот он сказал, что даже машины так не растут в цене, как вот эти знаки и вот эти насосы. Pumps по-английски. Очень здорово. 903 год. Да. Смотрите, этот Астон Мартин Загата, шутинг брейк. Как он великолепный. которая снималась у Джереми Кларксона в шоу. Рассказывал про реставрацию, все отреставрированы. Они их прямо тут реставрируют, у него свой гараж. Фантастические машины. Смотрите, какая красота. Вот это недавно участвовала в гонках в Лимане. Лагонда. Феррари 250. Вот это одна из последних построенных самим Карлом Шелби. Кобра. 7-литровый мотор. Одна из 6. Вообще у него здесь очень много таких, которых одна из каких-то 50. Да. Ну и вот он, тоже Кенворд. Огромный, с таким спальником. Вообще обалдеть. Вот ему все, что нравится, он все сюда и тянет. Вот этот вообще новый. Роскошно.